Hey everybody, KC here. So last Friday was Halloween, right? The date on which the entire country goes on a sugar high. And I'm not at all sure that Halloween is a holiday that always appeals to people's best instincts. I think sometimes it doesn't. It's interesting. I live on a little dead-end street, and there were people on this street where both parents basically took their kids out trick-or-treating, and then they left their houses dark, right? And there was nobody there to give out candy, and they didn't even leave bowls of candy for kids. And, I just don't get that. I mean, I think it seems to me that if especially if you're a two-parent household, right? Your job is to, first of all, take your kids out, but also be there for other kids. Otherwise, you're a taker, not a giver. Anyway, it was interesting. There was one of the things that people on the street were talking about was, I guess there was a video of somewhere near here where people didn't want to have to come to the door, so they left a bowl of candy out right by their front door, and a bunch of kids, I guess, came and they just took all the candy, right? And it's on camera because the people had a Ring camera, right? That's the thing; nothing's private anymore. And the person who house where this happened, I guess what they did is they posted the video, right? Because there's all these websites where you can do that, and said, this just isn't cool, And some people reacted like, you're right, it's not cool. But some reacted as, oh, kids will be kids. Well, kids are only going to be kids like that if their parents haven't raised them very well, at least in my opinion. Doesn't actually raise my expectations for the next generation. But that said, I was just reading a story from CBS News about a community in Colorado called Broomfield, where the same thing. People didn't want to have to actually necessarily answer the door, so they left out a bowl of candy. And at some point, I'm not sure if because they had so many kids or because somebody came along and raided it. There were a bunch of kids. They showed up. They saw and they found the bowl was empty. And they looked at each other. And at least one of the kids said, let's be generous, takes candy from his bag and puts it in the bowl so the people who would come after them would find candy in the bowl for Halloween. Kids walked away. The person with the house has it on camera, doesn't know who the kid is, but sent a note around with a picture to the neighbors to say, does anybody know who this kid is? Because I want to congratulate his parents on raising a really good kid, and I want to shake this kid's hand. I'd like to shake that kid's hand too. Those are the kinds of kids we need to be raising in this country. The ones who are not going to just be takers, are going to be givers. It's an important thing for us to impart to our children. It's an important thing to impart to our students. And in our stores, when we have employees, teach them not to be takers. Help them learn that giving is a great way of putting the best face on the retail business and creating a real positive role model within the community. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.